Hello. Hello. Hello, Samir.
Yeah, hello, Venkat. How are you? Hello. Are you able to hear us?
Hello.
Hello, Venkat. Yeah, are you able to hear us?
Uh, Samir, Ishan this side.
Yeah, Ishan.
Yeah. So, one second. There's one more. Samir should also be there. Hello. Sharifa, are
Hello.
you able to?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good afternoon. Please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
So, one second. Give me a moment, please.
Pardon?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So, so how are you, everyone?
Yeah. Good. Good, sir. Good.
Okay. Okay. Great. Uh, Yesterday I told you to read about something. Did you Google it? Hello, hello.
No, we have not Googled it out.
Why, Samir?
So I was busy in some other work.
Okay, but it's just I guess 10 minutes work.
Yeah.
If okay. Did you Sharifa? Did you Google it? Did you try to read about it?
Sir, I completely see the again you were sending video and to yesterday when I started a little confusion. But what I want to know, some have queries.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask you later.
Okay, but
And
the task which I give you, like to all, it was just a basic task. Like it's just like understanding
mm,
a term. Like, okay, the three
mm.
terms which I told you, like threat, vulnerability, and risk. Okay. Anyways, I'll start. Uh, are you guys able to? Are you guys able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Not it, sir. Not. I'm not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now started.
Okay, great. Okay. So today it will be more of also it will be more of theoretical only. Okay. So today we'll talk about threat, vulnerability, and risk. Okay. So do you guys have any idea about these three terms? Hello.
So vulnerability is something like uh, higher penalty.
Pardon, please.
It is being attacked. Vulnerability is something getting attacked
Mm-hmm.
or exposed to some attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about risk?
Attacked, attacked, harmed. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, you were about to say something, right?
So risk is something exposed to threat or danger. Exposing.
Mm-hmm. Risk will push to what?
It will be exposed to threat. or dangerous? Okay.
No, no. Think little more.
Or lot of data. Okay.
Yes, yes. And what about threat?
Threat in a sense, can say
Little please.
sorry.
Be little louder.
Threat is like having a what is it? Danger to the life. In a networking terms, it will be like we are exposed to risk, so it will be like more threats will be there. It will get attacked. Is a kind of
Oh, is it a,
voice is breaking.
is it about occurrence of any event?
Yeah, might be in that way. Event.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Huh. Before that, do you know what is asset?
Asset is something what we have right now. Our laptop, our mobile, everything will call it as an asset.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So, in terms of when you come to IT, okay, information technology, a company's asset would be
Like their data, whatever is being done, their data,
okay. Okay.
the communication,
Data.
that
Okay. Good
vendor,
enough.
their client,
Okay.
their vendor list.
Client list. Okay.
Their what is internal documents, or we can say that
Okay.
they're provided
Fair
systems.
enough. Oh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else? What about infrastructure?
infrastructure, their workspace.
Right? It could be cloud. Okay. Infra in the sense, infra in, their websites, application,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? Sharif, any guesses? Hello. Okay. So these are the assets of a company. Okay.
Okay.
Which is very crucial to a company, right?
Right.
So what is a vulnerability? So vulnerability is some yesterday we talked about vulnerability, like so a vulnerability checking. Am I clear now?
Yeah, you're clear now.
Okay. So vulnerability
Hello?
is a loophole. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Are you able to hear me, Sharifa?
Sir, your voice is very noisy, sir, not clear. Hello.
Noisy. Yeah. Uh, is your internet connection is good enough? Like, please check your internet connection.
You got disconnected, I believe. Now again rejoined.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Sharifa. Please check your internet connection,
Yeah,
please.
sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, uh, uh, Sharifa, we talked about asset. So, did you understood what is an asset to a company?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now I'm seeing screen and all.
Okay.
It's very,
Okay.
my network is the problem. Sorry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, are you able to see the screen?
Ha. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now I'm seeing.
Okay. So, so these are the things will be an asset to a company, right? Customer data,
Mm,
the number of client, the name of the clients,
mm,
okay, internal documents regarding the pay scale of the employees or the personal information like the where they live and all. It will be internal documents, the infrastructure, okay, like where what is holding their applications, okay, how if it is a local like they is their own server or it's a cloud based server, okay, the website and their application, if it is a mobile application or whatever, mobile or desktop application, these are the assets to a company, right?
yes.
Okay, so vulnerability is any is an issue or loophole in the application that can be exploited by an hacker. Okay. Okay, so it could be it's we can also like a vulnerability is also a gap, we can say a gap in the code of the application, in the or in the gap in the infrastructure of the app of this infrastructure of the company, okay, or it could be an a vulnerable version, like if they're using an outdated version, that could be a all outdated version, okay, so that is a vulnerability, okay. So any gap, okay, any loophole which escalates external party getting into an environment, okay, into another environment or into an application, okay, it's called a vulnerability, okay. So now, what is a risk? Okay, so the risk talks about the amount of loss which will be incurred by the company when this vulnerability, okay, I'm writing the short form, okay, will be exploited. One second. Okay, so the risk is the amount of loss. Okay, the amount of loss which will be incurred by the company when the vulnerability is exploited. Okay, okay. Let's suppose they a company is hosting using an Amazon service. Okay, and their application is hosted on Amazon service. Okay, and for that and the site administrators are using a default configuration. Okay, let's suppose admin username and the admin password. Okay, so when the hacker will exploit will take that advantage of that vulnerability. Okay, he will be able to get into the application, right? So he can dump, he can delete all the data, he can dump the data, or he can update the data, right? So the amount of loss is the loss is the customer data, right? So the risk and talks about the amount of loss. Okay.
We are not able to hear you.
Oh, you're not able to hear me?
No, no.
Okay, okay. I'll do one thing. I'll. Okay, one second. I'll call back. Hello.
Yeah, now we are able to hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it clear enough?
Yeah, it is now clear.
Okay, great. Is Sharifa over there or like on the call? Sharifa, are you able to hear? Hello, Sharifa. Hello. Okay, I guess. Sharifa, are you able to hear me? Please reply.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
Sharifa,
yes,
are you able to hear me?
yes.
Oh,
Just now. Yeah, please.
okay. Sharing the screen. 1 second. Okay. I uh, I explain I explain about vulnerability in this. Were you able to hear that or not? Like, should I repeat that?
The vulnerability, so can go forward.
Okay. Even the risk is clear, right?
Yeah, and that is
Okay. 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 So now we talk about uh, threat. Okay. So what is threat? So threat is occurrence of any event or activity, okay, that can be possibly carried out by an attacker is called a threat. Okay, so they threat always has a threat talks about probability. Okay, that event will happen or will not. Okay, so let's suppose okay, so if I leave a door open of the house, a thief, okay, a thief would enter into a house or not, it's his choice, right? Okay, so threat talks about, hello, yeah.
yeah. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so threat talks about that the event. Okay, so these the robbery, it's a threat. Okay, to the house. So that threat. So robbery is an event, right? So that can possibly happen or not. Okay. Uh, okay. So I'll explain you these things in terms of a little bit of example attack scenario. Okay. So let's suppose yesterday we talked about SQL injection, right? So SQL injection is a vulnerability. Okay, okay. Now leakage, or I would say dumping of user data from the company database or theft of data is a threat. Okay. Now the hackers who would carry out this activity are the threat vectors. Okay, the things which are involved, the the things which are involved in carrying out the activity are called the threat vectors. Okay. Okay. Now, when this okay, now when this stolen data will come into market, into market or news, the company's reputation will come down, right? So so and even the financial structure will come down, right? So this so this is the risk to the company. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the scenario, like where what are when an attack happens to a company, these are the things, uh, are the measures to be taken by the company, preventive measures to be taken by the company to minimize the risk, to minimize the risk. Like these are the what do you call, vectors to be taken care of by the company. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now, yeah, we will talk now. Now, what is vulnerability assessment? Okay, so vulnerability assessment is 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 performing or gathering gathering issues issues or loopholes, gathering issues or loopholes from the application by feeding some some data into the application. Okay. Okay. So vulnerability, there are there are two ways. One is automated, like there are some few softwares to automate these things. Okay, like Akinetics. Okay, Burp Suite, which we will be doing in our further sessions. Okay, these softwares. Okay, second is manual. So what happens in the manual assessment? A, a, a tester manually feeds the data into the application. Okay, on the insertion on the way on the various URLs. Okay, this is this and basis of then on the basis of a response from the application, he would gather on the basis of response from the application, he will what we call uh, assess the application. Okay. Okay. So what what are the types of vulnerability assessment? Okay. So there are these are the various types of vulnerability assessment: active vulnerability assessment, passive vulnerability assessment, network vulnerability assessment, application vulnerability assessment, internal application assessment, and external vulnerability assessment. Okay, these are the types of vulnerability assessment which are carried out in information security. Okay, mainly these are the ones. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'll show you what's this example of these softwares. 1 second. Burp suit. Burp suit. See, this is the Akinetics which I talked about. This is an automated scanner. Okay, all the attack vectors, all the patterns are already feeded into application. This scanner, what will do, it will randomly put data into the application, and based on the behavior, it will give the results. It will show the attacks, what are the possible attacks to be can be performed on the application. Similarly, burp suit, this is a proxy tool. Okay, it can be used automated also, and it can be used manually also. Okay, it's a both tool, manual assessment also, and automated assessment also. Plus you can do penetration testing also with this tool. It's a very big tool, and this is the tool high in demand right now in the industry. Okay, now okay, so what is active vulnerability assessment? Okay, so active vulnerability assessment talks about a uh, continuous uh, process of perform. It's a continuous process. So what happens in active vulnerability assessment? A company will keep on doing the assessments by using a manual automated by a automated scanner, by doing a manual approach of doing a vulnerability assessment. Continuous process of testing an application by automated or manual approach. Okay, now what is passive? Passive is like uh, it's not continuous process. In the testing is done in a periodically manner. Okay, okay, now so now we now network vulnerability assessment. So in network vulnerability assessment, okay, do you know about virtual port? What are ports?
It is like an ID, like SSH port is there, HTTP port.
Yes. So what are those?
It gives an identity,
Identity of what?
accessing the some application.
No, not. Sharifa, do you have any idea about this one? The ports?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. See, ports are the entry and exit points to the system. Okay, and these are the entry and exit points of the system. See, there are basically two types of ports. Okay, virtual ports and the physical ports. Okay, when it comes to physical port, the when you talk about this laptop, okay, I'll talk about my laptop. Okay, the USB port, it's a port, right? Okay, your a USB device is plugged into the device, and we can gather collect files from the system, and we can take it back, right? Okay, so we are entering into system via USB port, right, with the help of a USB device. Similarly, HDMI port. Okay, okay, these are the physical ports, okay, of the device. Virtual ports are okay, there are 65,535 ports, okay, in a system. Okay, these are the ports virtual, these are the virtual ports. That means we cannot see, we cannot touch. Okay, on these port numbers, okay, on these port numbers, some services would be running. Okay, some services can be running, like on a website is running on a port 80, that stands for web server. Okay, FTP, which, okay, FTP is also service, SSH is also a service. Okay, so I want you to read about virtual ports in the next class. I will discuss about this. Okay. Uh, Types of virtual ports. Okay. Please note down, like in the on Monday we'll talk about what are virtual ports. Okay. So I want you to do little homework on what are virtual ports. Okay, and what are the well-known ports of a system.
Okay.
Okay. So any service. So what happens actually? I'll give you a little bit of glimpse what are ports. Okay. So uh, any service which I'm running onto a system. Let's suppose right now I'm running a Skype on my system, right? So it will acquire a port onto the system. Okay. It will acquire a port into a system. Let's suppose I'm using a Outlook. Okay, Outlook is a mail exchange service, right? So what it will do, it will acquire a port on the system. Okay, so okay, when if I host a website for my system, it will also acquire a port on the system. So ports are like the entry and exits of the system. Okay, on which a service is running. Okay, so now when we come to the network vulnerability assessment, what happens? A tester, what happens? Test, like what are the ports open? Okay, okay, what are the ports? What are the services he is running? Okay, what is the OS the company using? Okay, okay, and and tries to get into the network of the company. Okay, uh, so in when we come to application vulnerability assessment, okay, so this application vulnerability assessment talks about uh, web applications, uh, okay, Android applications, iOS applications, okay, a desktop application, okay, and various others. Okay, these are the, so what in an application vulnerability assessment or test the test the websites, not website actually. So do you know what is a website and a web application? Yeah, the very basic thing, like what is a website and a web application?
Website where pages are host. Web application is like where we it is like our software based.
Half of the what, like website?
Yeah,
No.
where information is stored. Application is where data is stored. Or like a company is having their own application hosted.
Mm-hmm. So like a company cannot host a data on website.
Host data. They can host data, but it will not be secure.
Why is that so?
Because it will be like rest open for public, right? Website.
Even web application is hosted is available to web to the user, right? Let's talk about example called Facebook. Okay, so
Yeah.
Facebook is a web application, so that is exposed to the user.
Website on website only itself will host a application, right? Web application.
No. See, one second. Website is just a collection is just a collection of web pages. Okay, that means that means HTML or CSS pages. Okay, okay, we'll talk about the pages. Okay, the pages on the websites are are static in nature. Okay, so website is just static. Okay, a website is a collection of web pages. Okay, where uh, where a user cannot do anything to it. Okay, it's just for informational. Let's suppose there is a website, okay, of mine. Okay, let's suppose ishanarora.com. Okay, so uh, is the website is containing some biography about me, the what are the achievements I have done, okay, and what I'm currently doing, okay, what a little bit about my profession. So it just in all the pages are in there are static. Okay, user end user cannot do anything to it. It's just for informational, that's it. He can just go to that website, read about it, and that's it. Okay, all the pages are static in nature. Okay, understood?
Yeah.
Okay, whereas a web application, okay, is is also a collection of web pages, but they are dynamic in nature. Okay, a website requires a user interaction to interact with. For example, Facebook, Myntra, Flipkart. Okay. So a web application is a collection of pages, okay, which involves a user interaction. Okay. So what happens when you go to flipkart.com, right? You need to register to that flipkart.com, enter your details, you fill up the registration form, you have to need to do sign up, fill the registration form. Then after successful registration, you need to do login. Then after that, you have if then you have to look for the product you want to buy. Then you need to do add you have to add that product to the cart. Now then the billing process takes place and your order gets placed, right? So these the nature of the website, it's completely dynamic. Okay. On what we call, on every aspect, on every functionality, it is expecting a user interaction. Okay. Okay, it is expecting a user interaction. Okay, the behavior is like that only. So where the user interaction is involved, it's called an web application. Okay, that is called a web application. Okay, for example, it could be like technology. If I talk about technology like PHP, ESP, Python. Okay, these are the technology used to build a web application. Okay, one of etc. Okay, understood? Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Sharifa, are you understanding?
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because
Hello.
like yeah, Sharifa, you're doing a non-technical job, right? Currently,
Yes, I'm doing for recruitment, sir. HR.
HR recruitment. Okay, okay,
Mm.
okay. So like I might like it would be some places it will be like difficult for you to understand. So like just interrupt me while I'm explaining. It's not an issue. Okay.
Sure, sure. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So far so good, right?
Yeah, it's good. My network is some issue. Yeah. Now is okay.
Okay, okay.
Mm, mm, mm.
So now when we come to application vulnerability assessment, so a tester tests the web application or Android or iOS, okay, or desktop to find to find issues in that. Okay, okay. Now this is vulnerability assessment. Okay. Now uh, okay. What is internal vulnerability assessment? Okay, internal there are some applications which can be accessed by only by the internal employees or or on the internal network. Okay, okay, those are called internal applications that cannot be accessed by the external users. Okay. uh, Okay, let's suppose, okay, I'll talk about Suzuki dealership, right? The Suzuki, that Suzuki bike showroom has their own software running, right? Okay, or if I talk about McDonald's has a billing software running on their computers, right? Okay, running on their software. Can you access that billing software?
No,
Why?
it is bound to the what is it to that company. it will be confidential and many things.
It's not about confidentiality, but like the thing is that application is running on their network. Okay, that application is not exposed to the external and an external public. Okay, if you need to access that application, you need to be in their network. Okay, that is called internal application.
Okay.
Okay, so for so the purpose of using internet, these internal applications are used for the centralization of data. Okay, if you go to, if I be to Jammu Kashmir, and if I be to the lowest part of the India called Kerala, okay, the McDonald's will be having a centralized data. Okay, whatever the points of sale they are doing, it will be a centralized data, right?
Yeah, correct.
Correct. So these the purpose of these internal applications is that only to use to have a centralized data. Okay, and not to allow external users to access that application. Okay. Okay. uh, okay external app, where it comes to the external applications, okay, they are like just like internal application. Only thing is that they are exposed to the, they allow their employees or users. It's a platform which uh, involves users and the employees to log in or to interact to the application at the one place. Okay, so let's suppose there is a life insurance company. Okay, where okay, and that application has an interface. Okay, to for same interface for the agents. Okay, policy agents to log into the application. Okay, and has the same interface to allow the customers to log in to log into the application and check their, like, what are the policy running. Okay, this is called an external application. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, understood.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll talk about so what happens in network vulnerability assessment. Okay, it's a step by step procedure. So uh, so what it's first we okay, so when a network vulnerability assessment is to be done, the certain steps has to be followed. Okay, first we talk about acquisition, identification, analyzing, evaluation, and then generating reports. Okay. Okay, so these are the things to be done while performing while doing a network vulnerability assessment. Okay, so what happens okay what happens in acquisition is like the tester acquires previously previously done security testing to the network. Okay, he will ask for the previously so what he will do, he can ask for the previously done testing, and he can ask for those reports done for done when at the time of testing. Okay, like previous reports of testing, so that he can come to know what were the previous issues to the application and what are the fixes. Okay, what are the fixes they have done according to that. Okay, so now identification talks about like talking to the internal team. Okay, uh, regarding the infrastructure okay, components used for the network. Okay, it's about information gathering from the internal team. Okay, uh, and a mapping also mapping of the network. Okay, so this identification talks about the mapping of the network. Okay, so like the mapping talks about like what are the devices they're using, where are those devices are you where those devices are hosted, and what are the components they are used. So it's like identifying the structure of the company. Okay, understood. So analyze now when we come to analyze. So analyzing talks about so analyzing talks about like now analyzing talks about the current state of the application. Okay, so what is the current what is the current version they are using right now. Okay, matching that with the previous version. Okay, okay, now what happened, they will tally the component which they used to use previously. Now they using the current technology they're using. So they will do the tally. Okay, what it's the current state. Okay, so now based on that based on that based on the analyzation, now they will evaluate, or tester evaluates evaluates the issues based on analyzing the components of the application. Okay, okay, one he will now he will evaluate like like what are the issues, what are the issues there in the network, how a attacker can get to in the system, how he can uh, manipulate a network. Okay, how he can damage a network. Okay, or how he can uh, do a sniff the network traffic. Okay, so this is what evaluation talks about. Okay, now 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 the first step of doing a network V is like generating reports. Once evaluation is done, okay, a tester prepares reports to be reported to the concerned company with with on how to fix that issue. Okay, fix that issue, because now like when the issue is identified by the tester, he has to give some mitigation steps or issue remediation steps to the company. Okay, so he has to help the company to terminate the external intruder coming into the network, right? So he has to give some remediation steps to the company. So he will be generating a well written report, like how that issue has been identified. Okay, what was the affected component. Okay, and how that company or the developers can fix that issue. Okay, this is the this is the these are the phases of doing a network VA. Okay. uh, did you understand?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so types of penetration testing. Okay, so before going into types of penetration testing, we'll talk about penetration testing. So penetration testing testing talks about penetrating an issue or loophole or vulnerability to check if that issue is false, positive, or not. Okay, when doing the VA process, what happens is like the automated scanner will feed data into the application, and that application will give some result, right? Like it will tell like in this these are the attack can be possible, but what happens, company asks like if that attack is really possible or not. Okay, so a company the company will ask for the will ask for the penetration testing. So that penetration tester, what he will do, he when the issue is identified, he will check if that issue is actually valid or not. Okay, if okay, or if it is a false positive or not, he will try to penetrate that. Okay, penetrate or exploit that. So penetration testing talks about that only. Okay, generally there are three types of penetration testing: black box testing, black box, white box, and gray box. So gray, what happens in a black box testing? It's a complete blind way of testing an application. Okay, so no information is provided to the tester about the application. Okay, so he all the information has to be identified by the attacker himself. Okay, so in a black box testing, what happens is like a tester, he is not given any idea what is the what is the application about. What he is given just a domain, a scope of the application to be tested. Okay, let's suppose xyz.com, he has been handed over. So he won't be provided any information like what are the components they are using, like technology where the application uses, they what are the database management software they are using. Okay, the this is called black box testing. And nothing like what code they are using, how the code is being built, nothing like that. In white box testing, what happens is like every piece of information is provided to the tester. Okay, regarding whether it may be it may be access to the code, repository or infra components or database management software. Okay, for example, MySQL or MS SQL. Okay, so these are the information. A tester has all these information. All these information will be provided to the tester by the concerned company who wants to get involved in the white box testing. Okay, now when it comes to gray box, when it comes to gray box, a little bit of information is just provided. Okay, so only the components and the technology they are using will be told to the tester, nothing else. Okay, only the components and the technology what they what like how what software they have used to build the applications, and what are the front end languages, what are the back end language they have used. They'll tell to the tester, but they won't give the access to the code, the actual source code of the application. That won't be given to the tester. Okay, only the information about the components and the technology used will be given. Okay, uh, so far understood.
Yeah, yes.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, so so now we'll talk about printing or reconnaissance. Okay, what do you mean by reconnaissance or information gathering?
Information gathering, getting the information required,
Pardon, please.
getting the information before performing any task, collecting the information.
Collect the
Uh,
data.
they like about what data in the sense what information about what? Can you help me with that?
Code
Need any
and
information of
everything like
customer data, like like that banking I'm telling I'm example.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Customer data, complete customer data of that is one that I'm calling for information gathering.
Mm, no, 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 no. See, actually, see, cus- getting a customer data cannot be done if an attack is not until and unless an attack is performed, right?
Mm.
yeah, correct.
So, customer getting a customer data cannot be a first step. Okay, there there should be there would be some initial steps to be done, right?
Yes, 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 sir.
Yeah. So what it could be?
No idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. See, footprinting, information gathering, and reconnaissance. Okay, so it's a so these all three talks about gathering information, okay, about the target, okay, about the target system which can be used to successfully execute a cyber attack. Okay. Uh, okay. Well, I'll talk about okay. Okay, I'll talk about Flipkart. There's a malicious hacker, okay, who wants to hack Flipkart. Okay, what could be the possible things he should be knowing ki what to hack a Flipkart?
Know the knowledge of company date, company know how the company started, when the information they gathered, knowledge of
Yes, 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 yes. So, for example, when the company was started, who are the CEOs? Okay, some personal information about the CEOs. Okay, okay. Uh, any exposed information on the Google or the any search engine related to the Flipkart. Okay, okay. I'm telling an example, right? So related to Flipkart. Okay, or what and also like how their website is built, what technologies they are using. Okay, uh, 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 mapping of the application. uh, okay, mapping in the sense like complete infrastructure mapping. Okay, what okay, these are the things he are also finding information from LinkedIn about the employees, right? Okay, uh, or or through social engineering. Okay, so social engineering, do you know what is the term called social engineering?
no, sir, no idea.
No idea.
Okay, see, social engineering is a way of convincing others, so that what happens, a attacker or a hacker convinces the victim, okay, when he convinces the victim to give to leak out the information what he desires to. Okay, let's suppose there is a credit card company, right? Okay, uh, there's a person called Ram. Okay, I called the this scenario doesn't happen actually, but I'm telling you some example, right? So what happens, I called the customer K company, and the concern customer care of the concerned credit card company, and say like, oh, I've lost my credit card and I want to know the pin of the credit card. So can you help me out figuring out the resetting the credit card? Okay, although I'm not Ram, okay, although I'm not Ram, but I'm convincing that customer care guy to help me fixing that pin of the credit card. So the way he communicates, the way he makes him believe that he is Ram is called social engineering. Okay, it
Okay.
is okay. So it is one of the most used tool in the cyber in conducting a cyber attack. Okay, in conducting a cyber attack, it is one of the most tools used by the hackers. This, see, social engineering based totally based on the person's skill. Okay, how he can convince the victim.
Okay.
Okay, so uh, okay, so these are the topics. One second. So these are the topics which it so these are the topics in which involves in footprinting to identify the security posture of the company. Okay, what are the security measures that company is taking? Okay, to okay, and that once that security posture has been identified, so the attacker will focus on what are the areas will be focusing on. Okay, he will be focusing on. Okay, because half of the work half of the work when you're doing this a good reconnaissance or good information gathering, half of the work is done in the reconnaissance itself. Okay, so once it's just when he finds a leakage in the security posture, he has to now he has to identify where he has to focus, where is the leakage in the security posture of the company. Now when that has been identified, now he has one that once that component has been identified, a weak component has been identified. Now the attacker has to identify what are the vulnerabilities it is carrying. Okay, what are the vulnerabilities it is carrying. Okay, once that has been identified, now he has to draw a map all together. Okay, how he would escalate his attack. Okay, how he would escalate his things to do a successful attack to the company. Okay, so footprinting, there are various ways of doing footprinting. Okay, or ways of doing footprinting. Okay, it could be DNS footprinting. Okay, DNS footprinting. DNS means like domain name system. Okay, so www.google.com stands for DNS. Okay, so what information we can get about google.com. Okay, it's called DNS footprinting. Uh, Search engine footprinting, like Google, Bing. Okay, social network like LinkedIn, Facebook. Okay, uh, okay, and these are the okay, tools based footprinting. Okay. uh, Email footprinting. Okay, so these are the things these are the ways a attacker can do of footprinting of the user, of the attacker, or of the victim. Okay, attacker can do, these are the ways, these are ways of doing footprinting to know, to gather information about the victim. Okay, so in the next class, okay, we will be doing DNS footprinting using Google, Bing, social networking tools. We will be using tools and how we can do email footprinting or tracking. Okay, and how we can get the real time information about the victim through these through the way through the way of tools. Okay, so in on Monday we'll perform these practically.
Okay.
Okay, so any questions?
All right. No questions.
Okay, so before okay, on my do you know what you have to read on for Monday class?
Yeah, types of virtual ports.
Yeah,
What are
ports and
virtual?
virtual. Yes, ports and virtual ports. Okay, and okay, this will be enough.
Okay. Fine.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's all for today. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
thank you guys. Okay, thank you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Have a good day.